Murderbot has been adapted into a TV series and it releases tomorrow, and I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. If you haven't heard of this, it's basically a novella or a series of novellas written by Martha Wells about Murderbot, who struggles with their identity and their interactions with humanity. And it's so fun. Like, it's just fun, interesting, positive sci-fi in a kind of, you know, heartwarming way, I guess, rather than like it being all dystopian and dark and everything has to be destroyed. So I'm really excited about it, but I have seen some negativity about it online, and I guess we're kind of used to that now, aren't we? Like, you know, something hasn't even been released yet and people will have a negative opinion on it because everyone seems to think that their negative opinions matter for some reason. I'm really tired of it. Like, I'm really tired of the review bombing. I'm really tired of the loud minority just not shutting up. Like, just stop. Nobody cares. Like, if I see one more YouTube guy or comment who's like, well, actually it's supposed to be like this, and like, I can't believe they did that, and oh my god, they ruined it, and it's gonna suck and it's gonna flop. Like, shut up. That was my negative dude. Look, it's exhausting. Like, it's really exhausting. I am so excited about so many projects and so many stories and movies and books and TV shows and things that I think are really cool. But I, as well, constantly just have people. I had a whole argument with someone in my comment section yesterday who was complaining to me about how Dune used the black sun, complaining about the physics of it, saying it was completely inaccurate, while I'm sitting there trying to explain the physics to this person who is ignoring me and claiming to be a science fiction writer, but refusing to actually pay attention. Also, he was claiming that he was a science fiction writer, and he was claiming about how scientific accuracy is the most important thing to him in a science fiction story. While I was explaining how the accuracy of infrared photography works, he was just blatantly ignoring me, continuously referring back to thermal imaging, which is a different thing. And then at the end of it all, at one point randomly says, keep in mind, I've never seen Dune. Why do people feel the need to enter spaces that aren't their spaces and complain about them? Like that's all that is, right? Right? Like, you can have thoughts and feelings on whether you think something is worthwhile watching. You watch a trailer and you decide whether you're going to watch it. That's how this works, right? But you watch a trailer and you decide, yeah, I'm not interested in that, I'm not going to watch it. That doesn't mean that you then aggressively come into the comments and complain about it. If you're not interested in it, why are you coming in and complaining? That's what I don't understand. Why did you have such a negative reaction to a trailer of a story you've never heard of? Because this is from people who haven't read the book, because their biggest complaint is the fact that Murderbot takes his helmet off, which, if you've read the book, is a hilarious complaint to have, considering the entire point of the story. But what I don't understand is why you feel the need to be negative. I don't understand why you looked at a trailer, you thought, I don't like that, and you decided, I need to tell the world that I don't like that because I am so personally and aggressively upset by this. I think social media has rewired our brains. I think social media has led us to a point where the loud minority gets more attention and more traction because it's rage-inducing, it's, you know, controversial, it's all this stuff that causes more engagement. So that kind of stuff gets a lot more attention than the positive side of things that comes from the silent majority. And because of that, it's rewired our brains into thinking that the only reaction you can have to something is negative. I choose positivity. I'm so excited about this. I can't tell you how excited I am about this. It's going to be so fun. Now, I know a few people who have read the book have some criticisms of the casting of Murderbot because in their mind's eye, they saw Murderbot or visualized Murderbot in a different way. But that's just down to how we personally interact with media, right? You read a book and you visualize it in a different way to someone else. We all do that. we all have different visualizations, different interactions. We view the story in a different way. We connect with different parts of the story than other people do. It resonates with us based on our own interactions with the world, our own experiences, what's important to us. That's why reading books is so rewarding, because we can all read the same story and have an entirely different experience with it. Adapting it to the screen is a bit different, because when you adapt it to the screen, you're not trying to satisfy one individual person's interaction with it. You're trying to satisfy a global interaction. You're trying to satisfy as many people as you possibly can. And the best way to do that is to think, how can we represent the actual core part of what is happening in this story in the best way possible? And the core part, and it's not a spoiler, like it's in this trailer, it's the heart of the story. The core part of the story is the fact that Murderbot is a humanoid android who looks so human that it weirds humans out, or humans find it fascinating to the point that it weirds Murderbot out. So Murderbot doesn't like to show their face because it freaks them out. They're like, I don't like this. Humans are looking at me because they're freaked out because I look too human. What's going on? And it's funny. That's the whole thing. It's awkward. It's a bit dorky, and it's funny. And Alexander Skarsgård, that man is underrated for his ability. And I know without a question that his comedic timing and his ability to be an objectively beautiful man who can portray awkwardness is such good casting. So I get it. I understand why some people feel that maybe it should be a more androgynous character, or some people viewed Murderbot more feminine. You know, like I said, we all viewed Murderbot in a different way. So instead, what we have to look for is, how is this story going to be portrayed on screen? And I guarantee you Skarsgård is going to smash it. I am so excited. I guarantee he's going to smash that role. It's going to be so good. I know it's going to be good. I'm so excited to watch it. I'm freaking out. I've been waiting. I'm like, come on, 16th of May, let's go. Also, do not sleep on Apple TV sci-fi. Like, just, guys, I'm sorry. Like, come on. We have, look, we've all heard about Severance. Severance was everywhere at the start of the year because we finally got season 2. But you know, if you haven't been up For All Mankind, people rave about For All Mankind. Silo is an incredible adaptation. It is such a good adaptation. Foundation, season 3 is coming July 11th. I am freaking out. It is such a good adaptation of Asimov's books, and I constantly have people in my comments going like, oh no, it's a perversion of the story, and it's like, no, I will fight you to death on that hill. I will push you down that hill. I will push you off the cliff of that hill. Foundation is incredible. There is so much more sci-fi, and my brain is just going like, oh my god, what have I missed? Sunny was a great one-off series on, which is also a book adaptation. Apple is doing sci-fi better than anybody else out there. This is not an ad. They don't pay me. They don't invite me to things. They don't even know I exist. I don't care. They take 30% of anything that people pay in my memberships on YouTube and Patreon if you buy it through the Apple Store. So, like, I have enough rage against Apple to say that I will swallow that down, to say it is the best for sci-fi. And yeah, now I'm mad at Apple again. But they do such good sci-fi. I just don't. Murderbot's coming out. It's going to be great. Skarsgård is perfect casting. And if you haven't seen it, shut the fuck up about it. There.